Alright guys, welcome to yet another unboxing video, finally. Well, today's unboxing video, we'll take a look at another expensive product, again, yay. And today we're actually looking at the iPhone 7, but not in the iPhone 7, the product red edition iPhone 7. This here is a phone that's meant to support some research. I believe it's during AIDS research and stuff like that. So, and they already made quite a lot of money because every time you buy one of these phones, they donate money to that kind of research. So that's a good thing, and we get a cool product to, well, take a look at and use. So this is the 128 gig red iPhone 7, not the Plus. But really the only difference between the Plus and the non-Plus is the camera and the bigger screen. The internals are still the same. So typical iPhone packaging, very minimal, not much on it, just the Apple logo and the iPhone branding on it. And of course, a picture of the product itself, and on the back it just has a ton of information, or not really information, it says what's inside the box and stuff. Let's rip this thing open. Apple has done it really easy on the iPhone 7. You just have this tab here and you just do that. So easy. And there's the box itself with the plastic, and to get it up you just simply lift the cover up, and there you go. So first of all, earlier on when you unboxed an iPhone, they started with the phone on top and everything else on the bottom. But in this case, they start with the phone below all the documentation. So inside here we got, well, actually a little product red thingy here. So actually this is in Norwegian here. But anyways, if you want to read more about this product red, you can go to www.red.org, and there they say, well, pretty much whatever you need to know. So everything else, it says how to turn on the phone, pretty self-explanatory. There's your SIM card removal tool, which Apple has done this staples thing for quite a long time now, and a couple of Apple stickers for all you fanboys out there who want to stick this on your car. And so there you go. So yeah, we'll take a look at the phone after we're looking at the accessories here, which is just the typical wall charger from Apple. Nothing special about these. A amperage of 1 amp and 5 volts, so nothing new. And you got the Lightning AirPods with, thankfully, since this phone doesn't have a headphone jack, a Lightning to headphone jack adapter. So there you go, and of course your Lightning charging cable, charging sync cable. The iPhone itself, it's actually plastic, as this typical Apple doing this. It's the same style as they've done before. So yeah, the only thing that actually bothers me a bit about this red phone is that the front is white. And I've seen mods that you can do to actually replace the screen to get it black, but of course then you got the known working home button and stuff like that, so that's not fun. But yeah, well, I wanted this to be black in front instead, but you know, that's how it is. So on the back here, fingerprint magnet here because it has a plastic on it. The two-tone flash, and that great camera there on 12 megapixel and a 1.8 aperture. It has actually a quad LED flash here, so that's pretty cool, and it's dual tone. It has the 4K video capability and stuff like that, so that's cool. Of course, HDR, panorama, smile detection, face detection, stuff like that. It's typical iPhone cameras. And it can record at 2160p at 30 frames per second, or 1080p at 3060, or 120 frames per second, or 720p at 240 frames per second. So that's pretty cool. So we can get some really nice slow-mo video with this camera. The secondary selfie camera is a 7 megapixel f2.2 sensor, and it records at 1080p at 30 frames per second, or 720p at a whopping 240 frames per second. That's pretty cool to be a front-facing camera. And of course here again, face detection, HDR, panorama, so that's pretty cool. And yeah, let's go back to the front here. And looking at this IPS LCD display here, it's, of course it's 4.7 inches, as Apple wanted to do this for quite a long time. It runs at a stock, well, a normal Apple resolution of 1334 by 750, or actually reverse that around since this is a portrait display, 750 by 1334. It has a 326 pixel per inch pixel density, so it's decent. Looks sharp enough for Apple's customers and Apple's taste. And multi-touch has, well, it has some kind of a strengthening glass, but really it's actually just a normal Gorilla Glass 5, I believe, on this phone. Then again, 3D touch, display zoom, wide color. It's a wide color display, so it has a very nice picture to it. And that's the 3D touch I talked about. We're going to show you a bit later on. Same technology that they use in the iPhone 6s. The rest of the phone is pretty cool as well compared to the normal, well, earlier iPhones. IP67 with dust and water resistant, so that's pretty cool. Apple claims that it's splash proof, but its IP67 is actually a water resistance up to 1 meter and 30 minutes. But Apple writes splash resistant because at 1 meter the pressure is so great that it can actually burst that barrier. So I wouldn't really go like swimming with this phone, but you don't have to get you don't have to be afraid to get a bit wet. So you can use it in the rain. You can probably use it in the shower as well, actually, since the pressure isn't really that great in the shower, anyways. Other than that, inside here you get a Apple A10 Fusion CPU, which is a quad-core processor running at 2.34 gigahertz. Really, on iPhones, you don't really need to know the internals, but you know, that's how it is. I'm just saying that for everyone who wants to know it, as the PowerVR Series 7 XT Plus 6-core GPU graphics. So that's pretty cool. No memory card slot because this is an iPhone. You can get this as a 32, 128 or 256 gig variant with 2 gigabytes of RAM. So that's a pretty normal Apple. Other than that, it has a typical Wi-Fi support. It's a 802.11 ABG and NAC dual band. And other than that, it also has like GPS and Apple Pay and NFC with Apple Pay, so that's pretty cool. And yeah, just normal USB 2.0. Of course, again, fingerprint reader at the front, and stuff like that. Typical Apple stuff, iMessage and Safari. Yeah. Normally people actually install Chrome on these things. Yeah, other than that, it has a non-removable 1960 mAh battery, which is a pretty tiny battery compared to the screen size of the phone, but you know, that's how Apple have done it for many years. Tiny batteries in big phones. Yeah, let's actually get this thing set up here. It doesn't have a button here, but it has a feedback, so when you push it, the whole phone vibrates, which is pretty cool. There you go. Just turn on voiceover, because if you triple press on your home button, you turn on voiceover, and that's annoying. So this is actually, I'm going to set that up as a English at the moment. That's going to be changing later on. And so you can understand what's on here, what says on the display here. So we got the Norwegian there, so you get English language, but Norwegian location. And I have to actually connect this to a network, so I'll be right back. So let me try again, press try again here, and there we go. So that was pretty fast. Enable location services. I'm going to set up that later. There's no need for that now. Not gonna set up any codes now. Continue. There we go. I'm gonna set this as a new phone. And I'm gonna skip this here. Set up later in settings. That's how we skip that, by the way. And there we go. I'm gonna read that because Apple. I'm gonna share that, and I'm going to share that. And here you can try to set up how you want the button to feel. So if you want a more nicer feedback from it, you can set it to number 3. And you feel a lot better than number 2 and number 1. So it's like a sensitivity. And the number 2 is actually pretty decent there. That's something you can change in the features anyways. And I'm gonna set a standard view, not zoomed, because then it looks weird. So there you go, the phone is booted up. So well, nothing new here if you're an iPhone user or have any knowledge with Apple OS from the future. So nothing new really here. It's a pretty straightforward software. That really touch I talked about is you can interact with your software or your apps. For example, here on the camera, you can just press harder, and there you go. So you can either press like normal, or you can just press here and keep pressing so you get that button there. It's a pretty nice feedback from it as well. So you can choose by taking a selfie, record a video, or record a slow-mo, or just take a normal photo. So it's stuff like that. So if you press on the do same thing on your message, well, you get only one option. For Safari, you don't have that option. If you don't have the option on settings either. So on clock, you can create an alarm there. On calendar, you can add an event and stuff like that. So, and the weather, yeah, you can get some information there. It's 15 degrees Celsius outside now. It's pretty decent to be this early in the morning. And other than that, there's some apps that let you do this and some that don't. Here you go to your health app from Apple, so you can do stuff there. Rest of the phone is pretty normal iPhone really. Nothing really new about it. It's a rapid phone as the iPhone 7 is. No hiccups, no lags, nothing. It's super quick. Everything is open super fast, and it's super responsive. So yeah, really, it's actually the camera itself is pretty quick. Just take a little photo here, so you can take a lot of photos there, or you can actually just keep holding it in. That's how I take a lot of pictures. And of course, video mode here is 4K, and really actually how to change the video settings.
Sure, do that. I believe that's in settings on the phone. Yeah, photos and camera.
Let's see here. There we go. Record video. I'm gonna set that to 4K because 4K. And the slow-mo video, we can set that to, let's stay at 720p because it's pretty decent resolution anyways. That's pretty much it there. So now the camera will actually record video in 4K. The camera is pretty zoomed in. This is typical many phones that the camera zooms in the picture quite a lot when you record a high definition video. So here the close-ups on this phone. Let's see if you go normal photos. Yeah, pretty decent close-ups. Not as good as the Galaxy S8 or S7, but a decent enough camera. Of course, when this camera really shines is when you go outside and take some really nice outside pictures. Even though it's just a 12 megapixel sensor, it takes a really nice pictures. So that's what Apple is known for quite a long time now. So yeah, not much more to say actually. It's pretty normal. It's a normal iPhone 7, just the product red edition. So yeah, the rest of the phone just but the bottom here you get a couple of, or actually just one speaker and a microphone where the headphone jack should normally be, and your lightning port there. Here's your SIM card tray and your power button, and on top there's really nothing. On the side there are two volume rockers and your mute button here. And yeah, on the back you get that nice aluminum finish, there you go. And yeah, that's a pretty nice finish, and it's actually pretty scratch resistant as well, so that's pretty nice. So yeah, thanks for watching guys, and yeah, stay tuned for another unboxing video in the future. And if you have any comments or questions, feel free to comment that in the comment section, and yeah, see you guys in the next video.